You little nasty bugger, you. Good morning. Hey, Shalissa girl, how you doing this morning? A little beetle trying to crawl on him. That's why this thing bug or something. I'm doing okay this morning, child. You know I'm about to skip this hill garden, and today my day to get my catering stuff done. So I'm gonna mostly be out here. I'm gonna mostly be on the inside today, but I gotta go and do a little bit of running around, and then the other half of the day will be me cooking. So I'm out here checking on them, my inside stuff this morning, and then carry out the rest of my day. And he just keep on. This one I don't like him to be on me because he be doing the most. You supposed to do all of that in the box and stuff. Strike two. Yeah, so y'all see the other baby is doing just fine. Wanting to crawl all over me and do the most. But yeah, man, Shalissa, girl, I went back and looked at that video yesterday of when that snake first came. I've been in there rolling, laughing all morning long at that junk, and then I listened to when I scream. When I scream, you can hear the neighbor next door say, "What happened? What happened?" I was like, listen at him in the background asking what happened. Good morning, Danny Stories. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. And as y'all come in, please hit the like button this morning. What y'all got good to talk about this morning? I don't have a whole lot. Yesterday, I had a very eventful day. A whole bunch of stuff was happening. So I was ran out of the garden yesterday, messing around with these snakes and stuff. Let me bring y'all up just a little bit higher. What y'all got good to talk about today? I don't have a whole bunch. I don't got no head wrapping or nothing on. I'm me this morning. Good morning, Kim Blackbum. Are you on a farm, love? Yes, a small one, but yes. Um, and though I don't, my channel is really not about gardening. It is about gardening all at the same time. But this is life with Tashanna, and it's just life, and I just so happen to have a farm, and so this is what I'm doing every day. But I just like to come on, and I love to talk to people have conversations, get different perspectives of, how people feel and all of that stuff. So I just said, okay, whatever we got going on with the garden and whatever we got going on in our life, let's tie it together so we can grow with it. It's like saying the things that's happening in your life, whether it be bad, good, or indifferent. Take parts of your garden or whatever you're doing out in your garden and, match it up to that. So it's like you have a visual of how you're doing in that area. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like an encouragement to, you know, take care of the things you need to do to take care of and taking care of yourself at the same time. So we basically just about life, because over here it could be real crazy one minute, it can be very, very peaceful in another minute. For most parts it's peaceful, but the past week that we've been going out in the garden and doing stuff, um Snake's been in the garden all this week. Now you see he gonna leave me a little gift in my hand. Mm-mm. See, you ain't my friend when you do stuff like that. Mm-mm. You see, he just gonna. He said, but it's your favorite thing. He gonna put some poop in my hand and walk away from it. Raising food from a garden is the best thing going. Kim, you are absolutely correct. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I encourage others all the time that I'm on here to start growing you something. I mean, you think you be tasting things from out of the store and everything. The stuff you grow is absolutely amazing. And I'm not no professional. I'm growing something all the time and I'm learning. I'm learning as I go everything that I'm doing. And it's been working for me. It really has been working for me. Like, I don't know a whole lot, but I'm telling you what I have been doing, it's been working for me. So obviously I know something that I didn't know. That I didn't know that I knew. So but I definitely encourage everybody to start growing something. I mean, food inside of the store has nothing on. You come back here. You trying to run away too far. You can't be all over the place. Food from out of any store that you buy it in will has no comparison to what you can grow in your garden. And on top of it, they can tell you in the grocery store, they can name something organic if they want to. But I'm quite sure when people looking for something organic, they really want it with no pesticides and none of that extra stuff that they be putting on it. Well, the only way you gonna know that that stuff is truly organic is if you growing it yourself. They can tell you anything in the store. Good morning, Miss Coffee. Me and my husband was looking at that video from yesterday, girl. We was rolling laughing this morning. Watching the video and then watching the comments that you were saying in there. You was like, "Don't run, Sean. Don't run, Shauna, rebuke the devil." Girl, we was on that rolling this morning. My husband was like, I thought your back hurt, girl. He said, I ain't know you can run like that. The truck scaring you? I know. He was like, I thought you couldn't run, girl. All of that went out the window when that snake showed. I was like, look at Miss Coffee, all of the go. At one point, I could hear myself saying to you, Miss Coffee, I'm finna delete you in a few minutes because she was encouraging me not to run from the snake. Don't run, Shauna. Don't let him run you away from growing food. I was like, Miss Coffee is killing me over here. I say she giving encouragement at the wrong time. I don't want no encouragement in that area. Face the snake. No, ma'am. We ain't doing no snakes today. Hey, Savannah, how you doing this morning? I ain't seen you in a minute. I hope everybody doing good this morning. I just wanted to come on ahead and go live, and I'm gonna show y'all what the inside garden looking like, and you see our baby chicken that we still have. I don't know what's going on with our other eggs, but this what I think too. Out here in this shed, I don't have a air condition. I have an air condition. I don't have it put in yet, right? So with an incubator, you can control the climate. And I'm sharing this with y'all because, I showed y'all when I first started the incubator this time. Um out here in this shed, you can if it's cool, the incubator can fluctuate um the temperatures and make it warmer when it's cooler. But if it get hot out here, then I'm thinking, and this is my limited thinking is that if it gets too hot out here, then the incubator does not know um how to make how to cool. It can't cool down the incubator, right? So I'm thinking that because of that, maybe there's been some temperature changes that I haven't been able to see. And so until I'm ready to hook in the air condition that's in here, I'm gonna have to probably start over all of the eggs that I have inside of the incubator, but I'm gonna give the other ones that my daughter them put in here late, give them a chance, and then I'll unplug it and take it in. But none of the other eggs are like hatching, so I guess little Shay is like uh our little one blessing that we got out of that batch. So you know, just a thought for anybody considering doing the incubating and everything. You need to have it in an area that's climate control. In my opinion, I haven't read about that or anything, but I'm just trying to make sense of what's happening because I've never had this many eggs at one time not do what they supposed to do at the right time. So just in case you're thinking about incubating something, put it in a climate control area, like where there's AC unit or whatever. But okay, then far beyond that, let me see. Hey, Korean, how you doing this morning? Is the cute little chicks the only animals you have? Nope, I have hogs. I have chickens. We have like right now I think we got about 40 chickens. Um and that's all that we have right now. Right now we in the incubating um era, and so far this we had two, but one passed away yesterday, which is the part of the this whole routine that sucks. But and we thankful for the things that we do get. And again, we haven't been doing this for long, but with all the things that you be hearing on the news and all of that stuff, if you already have it, it makes you want to go bigger because every time you turn around, something going on with the chickens, something going on with the eggs, then the price change, they go up. Well, I just figure let's get a system going until we figure it out, how many chickens we need to raise to be able to get us through the year and everything, and how we need to do the process. So we in the middle of learning like how how we need to do things to keep up with our own things so we don't have to depend on getting chicken and stuff like that from the grocery store. um I almost feel like we gotta we're connecting, well, me and my family, like we're connecting in different ways. Like I have pigs here and chickens. I have a sister that they raise cattle. So like as a family, like we can get our supplies met through each other. And then I'm growing every vegetable that I could think of. Well, not that I can think of, because there's a whole lot more that I can think of, and I actually have the seeds, but I don't have them planted. I have the ability to grow a whole bunch of things, but I'm trying not to add too much because I got 5,000 things going on right now. Um, I thought it was two babies. Yes, Corinne, it was two babies. I told you yesterday the one that I showed you all that wasn't doing that well, she went on ahead and she passed away. So now we just have little Shay, and I tell you that's one of the things that I absolutely hate about raising little ones is because those things happen and there's nothing you can do about them. So um but yeah, you see this one here is very, very comfortable being in my arms. He want to crawl over my all over my neck, but I can't stand the sensation that it gives when they nails digging into your neck and stuff. So the hand is gonna have to work, and every now and then he will use the bathroom on you. But yeah, they like little babies, but this ain't one of my things that I like to do. But I give him a little bit of attention because he here by his own self or whatever. So like and then they get used to us too when they be around. So he all by himself. So every now and then we gotta treat him like like he a little baby. Which he is a little baby. But yeah, we was trying to raise like a next set of you know Um, I remember my grandparents had a farm. They had the same things. I remember them giving the pigs corn and apples. Yep. And I didn't grow up on a farm, but I definitely had access to one. My dad grew lots and lots of vegetables. He actually ran a vegetable stand. Um where he sold his vegetables at, but he had a nice sized garden. My grandma always grew things and she had a whole bunch of animals and everything. So I think that's where my connection to doing doing this comes from. Um and just started I've never grew things on the inside, but thanks to Miss Coffee growing along with us over here and jumping into this growing thing, she grows on the inside. So I kind of want to be in the know of how do you grow things on the inside with grow lights and all of that stuff. How does that work? So I started some things growing on the inside. Right now I have squash, zucchini, a potato, cucumbers, and peanuts that I'm growing on the inside right now. And they all looking amazing. The peanuts haven't come up yet, but y'all know we just planted them like I did them 3 days ago. I didn't do them on here with you all, but I did plan them, and I am going to make a video showing you the short version of what to do with your peanuts or whatever. And I'm also interested in, because a lot of people ain't interested in gardening and they don't want to go and buy seeds or no none of that stuff. I don't encourage anybody to go and buy seeds. If you go to the grocery store and you go shopping over there where they got the bananas, the apples, um okra, corn, and all of that stuff, those things that you buy from over there in that area, you can take those things and you can grow that stuff in your garden. Ask me how I know. That's how I started growing. I started thinking, I wonder, can you grow this? I wonder, can you grow that? And out of me wondering, can I grow this, that, and the other, I have grown several apple trees from the apples from the grocery store. I also found out that just because you grow an apple from the grocery store don't mean you're gonna get the apple that you was eating. It'll be an apple. You just don't know what kind it can be. It can be any kind of apple. Um, from the grocery store, I've created several citrus trees. They always say you don't know which citrus you're gonna get because they manipulate the seeds and all of that kind of stuff. So you'll get a citrus tree. You just don't know what you're gonna get. It could be a orange, lemon, a lime. You just don't know what you're gonna get, but you can grow the stuff that you eat from the store. Potatoes, you can get potatoes out of the grocery store. You can grow the potatoes. If you get your potatoes somewhere, you rinse them off when you get them from the store. You can sit them somewhere. You can put them in your refrigerator. um and you'll see that the eyes on them will start to grow. When you see the eyes on them start to grow, I have a video on here that also shows you how you can grow potatoes from the potatoes you get from the store. A lot of the stuff that I grow, I have not went and bought seeds. I made a peach tree. not one peach tree, but I made two peach trees um from out of the grocery store. The peach was so good, I was just like, I wonder, can I make this peach tree? And I made the peach tree. So there is several things that you can do to grow things. If you want to be a lazy gardener and you don't really want to tend to anything, go get you a sweet potato, dig a hole, and throw the sweet potato in the hole and cover it up. The vines that grow from the sweet potatoes will then attach to the ground and they'll just spread out everywhere. And one day you will get hungry. You will get hungry one of these days. And guess what? If something happens and you do get hungry, you can always go back to that spot where you planted those potatoes that you could have planted them a year ago, 2 years ago. I guarantee you, you go and turn that ground up in the place where you put where them potato vines ran at, and you're gonna have sweet potatoes. But the thing is, as I always say, you don't want to be caught not prepared, because those times when we went through when that C19 thing was here. We are definitely headed towards experiencing that again. They talking about a recession. They talking about Listen, there are several things that happen, just to let you know that these things are coming back around again. What about the bridge in Baltimore getting hit and being knocked down? That's a way that we get goods and stuff into this country. When they when the war going on over there, the Red Sea is blocked off, stuff can't get through there and all of that kind of stuff. All of that stuff is going to have an effect on us. Things are not going to be able to come through, and we're not going to be able to get supplies like we used to. You don't want to, or at least prepare in one way and make sure that the people around you are preparing, so that if you got more than what you need, then maybe you can trade with somebody else, because everything ain't nothing gonna be about money. How many of us had money when C19 came out? You got money, but you go to the store, and what you trying to buy, they ain't got the stuff in the store. So just because you have money does not mean you're going to be able to get the things that you need. And I don't know if you all recognize that money about to be a thing in the past, because there's lots of people you can find and run into people that don't have one single dollar on them at all. So if everybody is moving in that way, nobody's doing that, and we headed to digital. So I don't know if any of y'all ever went in the store, and then when you get in the store, they can't accept no cards. They can't accept anything except for cash because the machines are down. Good morning, Labar. Okay, but Labar, let me see. Is this the Labar that I know? If you Labar, type a nickname real quick, just the first three letters of your nickname, and then I know that's you for real. um, but yeah, I like being prepared and just knowing, And the thing is if you that hey boo, if you are prepared, right? And say it doesn't happen. The best thing you can do is say I got some extra stuff if it doesn't happen. But then what if it do happen? And I'm talking about preparation. And what I'm saying to you, let me tell you the easiest thing that I did. Because I know all of y'all just about in here done went to school and came back home. And that y'all in that season in school where they break out that bag of lima beans, and they put a lima bean in that cup, and then they start growing that long stem, and you come running down the road with that lima bean stem flopping everywhere, and you was proud as I don't know what. Listen, I had me a little box built over there with cinder blocks, and I let my kids paint the blocks. Um, when they painted the blocks, we put some dirt inside the blocks. And we just started throwing like anything we bought out of the fresh food section. So, say like you cut a tomato open, but you didn't use all of it, and then they like sat in the bowl for too long, and it's time to get rid of. Okay, those tomatoes have seeds in them. The food that's there is like turning into a compost bin. You take all of that stuff and you throw it in that one bin. Guess what? And you don't have to have the cinder blocks. You can do it in actual, you got old beans that you had or whatever. Take those old beans and put you some soil in there and throw your old fresh foods into that bin and watch and see, you'll have stuff growing. We had cantaloupe, cucumbers, tomatoes, watermelon, everything growing, and I called it a dump garden. We didn't have to do nothing special to it. As a matter of fact, we didn't even water it. We would peel potatoes and just take the with a potato peeler, nothing but the skins. Take them and throw them inside of it. You can grow potatoes like that. It doesn't take a lot. If you're gonna get a potato and you peeling it anyways, you've already, sorry about that. If you're gonna get a potato and you gonna peel it already, you've already done the work. Why throw the potato peeling in the garbage when you can shave it into a bowl and you can just go out there and simply just dig a little hole and throw the potato peelings in the hole? Or you dig a trench, sprinkle them throughout the trench. And I guarantee you one of those potato peelings is going to produce you some potatoes. Why do I know it? I've tried it. It don't have to be expensive. You don't got to go all out your way. All you got to do is just be thinking one day, Shauna told me that when I use this, if you cut up a tomato, some of the seeds from the tomatoes gonna be on the cutting board or wherever you cut the tomato up in. Don't rake it into the garbage. Don't rake it into the sink. Take it out the door and just take the seed and flick it over the side of onto the ground anywhere. You ain't got to throw no dirt over it, no nothing. Now I know I'm talking to somebody because somebody gonna do this. Somebody gonna do this. The next time you make a salad or something, you gonna go and you gonna cut up your tomato or you gonna cut up your cucumbers and they gonna be some seeds laying on that cutting board. You gonna flick them out of there and you just gonna take them outside and throw them on the ground anywhere that you see dirt. Now, what you got to be ready for is what's going to happen next when you see it come up, because you're going to get excited when you start seeing your own stuff growing up. And see, that's going to spark a whole new something. And especially if you trying to go somewhere in real life, you're trying to grow from a situation, you trying to get up off the ground and go higher, all of those things, tie it into what you just saw pop up through the ground and grow with it and apply it to whatever you got going on. When it get weeds in the ground around it, apply those weeds to things that you need to remove out of your life. Every time you pull the weed out of it, I'm plucking things out of my life that I don't need. It's what you saying and how you speaking to yourself as you going through your garden. Pluck them every time I pull a weed out. Lord, remove anything that's not like you in my life. Remove things that are not good for me. Remove this, remove that. Let that be your weed. And it doesn't have to be the same thing that I'm saying. Tie things to whatever you do. I'm looking at my plants growing. I'm like, yes, I'm going higher. That means I'm getting closer to the place that, and I'm going higher and higher, higher and higher. Yes, closer to my dreams. Yeah. So I tie my garden to whatever it is I'm going through. Right now, I'm going through a situation where I feel like there's a snake really close to me. I started hearing the word snake, snake, snake. Okay, after I done said it on here 1,000 times that I keep hearing the word snake. We over here, we're called the high class gardeners. High class gardeners just mean we grow stuff out in the garden at all times, but we don't play around with bugs, snakes, and worms. Okay, so I keep on hearing the snake, snake, snake. For this whole entire week, I done came out in the garden every day. There is a snake there. But I also know that that means something else because I'm tying what's going on in my garden to what's really happening in my life. So it's already putting me on notice. Girl, beware. Start praying over yourself. Be careful of the people that you're around or whatever. So yesterday, I'm out in the garden. And I'm out there trying to stake up my potatoes. The video is on here. I'm on here staking up my potatoes and look down on the ground, and I'm trying to be good, y'all. I'm trying to be good and said I'll be damn if it wasn't a snake right, and not a little snake, right by my foot. And I'm out there just as peaceful as can be, moving around. And then the girl looked down, and you see the snake is right next to my foot. And all you see me do is scream and haul ass. Getting away. But every day. Then my sister called me the day before yesterday, and she was telling me that she had a dream about me, and there was a snake around, and my husband came to shoot the snake, and when he shot him, the snake turned clear and he disappeared. And then I'm out in the garden yesterday, like the confusion is real, because I'm like, wait a minute, I need to figure out how I'm gonna call my husband, because I'm on the phone that I need to call him with. And so yeah, we got it figured out though. But yeah, we had a whole snake out there. We've so I don't know what's going on with that, but I am aware and staying focused on what's happening around me. So whatever's about to happen, this is life with Tashanna over here, and as it happens, y'all gonna know about it, because life really be lifing for me. You want to know like some of the ups and downs we done been through over here? It is definitely on here. You got to go back and look at the old things. But, for right now, we in the season of, we're out in the garden where it's been very peaceful for the past couple of days. And we have conversations, wherever the conversation lead us to, in the chats and everything. And actually, Labar, I was actually talking about you the other day, because I was talking about the video of, sometimes you release things and you talk about things and you don't know how it directly affects somebody else. Are you trying to eat the mole on my arm? You cannot eat that. We were talking about how sometimes we talk about things and we don't realize that other people around us are going through those same things. And I was telling them how on one of my videos I was talking about some of the traumas that happened to me, and that you came in and somebody was encouraging me, expose their whole name, tell their name or whatever. And I was saying that up under the comments, up under that video, of people telling me the comment, and I said the name, and to have somebody come in and to say it runs in the family, and not that saying that you should change any of that. It sent something through my body, that, because of course when things like that happen to you when you were a kid, the last thing you wanted to do is trickle down the line and keep happening to other kids. So to know that you were somebody that's so close, and to receive that statement and say that it runs in the family, which then, even though you didn't tell me anything, you haven't said anything, in my mind I start to assume that if you say it runs in the family, then that means somebody else offended you in some type of way, in my limited thinking. And I'm not saying that you said anything, because your story is your story, and I don't want to tell anybody's story, but just to sit and just like think about it, because I was going through a situation where I was thinking, if I, at a certain point, I got to this place of, well, what if he did it to somebody else? And sometimes you will take those things and you will apply them to themselves as like it's your fault, when you don't have no control of it, especially when you 5, 6, and 7 years old and this crap is happening to you. There is nothing you can do about it. You're not responsible for them doing it to anybody else. But it's like something that you pick up. And that's the one thing that I didn't want that to be able to happen. And no, I don't take any accountability for it. But I was sad to see that that was said, because when you say make a statement like that, is big. The statement is bigger than what you view it as. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, share with Shay. You see little Shay right here doing her thing. Here she is. And they did. I was yeah, there's nothing that you can do about it. And I do know that all of us that go through those types of traumas, it is definitely something. I feel like it's something that happened to us when we are younger, because we have so much to say and so much to offer to the world, that the first thing that comes up is everybody want us to shut up. And that, for us, does not work. And once we come into that thing where we start to talk, because sometimes I'll be over there listening to you on TikTok, and I want to encourage you and say, don't stop talking. Don't stop talking. There's a reason. And that we blame ourselves for something that keeps us humble, in a whole bunch of ways. And then we come to this area in our life where we get really, really irate. And, some people may even call us nasty at some point, that we so mean or whatever like that. And sometimes you have to let that roll off of you, because you know where you come from, or somebody has to encourage you to, keep pushing through that. And some people just don't understand. But there is what I call it. There's a process that one goes through when you have that type of situations that you're going through. Well, I'm just here to encourage you this morning, Labar. Don't stop talking. Anytime you've been through any of that stuff, there is times, and I'll tell you, I get it all the time, where people want me to shut up. Not because I'm being irate or anything. I can talk just like this, but I can be telling the truth about something. But the other people that's in the room are not comfortable with the truth that I'm telling or I'm talking about. So, of course, if they get uncomfortable, they kind of like want you to stop talking about it because you're uncomfortable. And the one thing that you stick with is ask yourself, and it's what I use for myself all the time, am I telling a lie? Because from my understanding, the truth that you know, not what they know, not what everybody else know, it says the truth you know shall set you free. Don't got nothing to do with nobody else's truth. So for me, I have a whole bunch of questions about everything that I talk about. But I feel like I always pray and I say, don't let more come out of my mouth than what I'm supposed to release right now. And if it fall out on the table in the midst of me talking, I'm not going to regret a single thing that I said when I leave it behind, because I know I was supposed to say it. And I also, the things that I'm not comfortable with talking about yet, I want to be released from those things to be, who wants to be uncomfortable living their life? I don't want to be uncomfortable. And I don't need to be absolutely comfortable, but I love peace. I like peace. That's what I like. So yes, start back doing your talks and stuff. And I know that there's a rest period, because I do it too. I can come on here and I can talk, and I'll get a good flow going. But then all of a sudden, I just don't feel like doing it. And sometimes I don't do it because I feel like I have so much inside of me and I ain't ready to release that part yet, or really talk about it. Or I just don't want to even touch on that part right there. Um, I kind of retreat, go back into my little space, and then I don't say anything for a while, and then I'll start getting people's like, girl, where you been? When you gonna make another video or something like that? And then I have to, snap back into it. So, but I also think too, in those times, is those like are the resting times, and you will get back to it. But I'm here to encourage you. Start back talking. There's somebody out there. You didn't go through the things that you went through for absolutely nothing. There's somebody who need to hear the things that you've been through. Why do I know that? Because I can come on here one day and release something that I know of, and I can get 2 or 3 thousand comments, 2 or 3 thousand comments about what I just wrote. So, and that's for anybody that got somebody encouraging them to always shut up, and you tell them the truth. Those are the times where you go through your process, but in the end you get stronger about talking about the things that happen to you, because nobody can tell you how you feel about the situations you've had to live through, the things you've had to go through in your life. um Talk, and you will find out, as you telling your story, you helping somebody else get through theirs on, because they may be stuck in that place and thinking that this is the end all, the be all, this is all it is to life. And that's not true. I came on here and released some things through a whole bunch of tears and everything, and I can tell you, see, tears for me kind of like represent, um it says you're weak. Well, you trying to go to sleep up here and you sliding down, home girl. So you got to come to a lower place. Now you can go to sleep like right there, not up on my arm like that. Yeah, you hear that bird? That's a big bird. Um, Yeah, I lost my train of thought. The bird was sliding on my shoulder. I'm going to start soon. The Holy Spirit has been daily giving me topics to speak on, and I've been writing it down. I was just going to say, if you getting something, then write it down on a piece of paper. If you can write it down in the moment, it'll come back to you whenever you get ready to talk about it. And those things that I do not do. I don't go and write things down, but I used to. I used to do a whole lot of journaling and stuff like that, but I don't. And there's times I go back to open those journals, because I got all of my journals from the past about 20 years. I have my journals, and according to which page I open it up on, it's a whole lot jump out there at me. I have to hurry up and close that book, because it feel like spirits be jumping out of there at me when I open that thing. I'll be like, oh hell no. So I have to put it back. But yeah, get back into your thing. You may not think that nobody's listening or whatever. The more you do it, the better. And at the same time, when I'm saying it to you, I'm also encouraging myself. I made a commitment that I wouldn't miss a day last month of doing lives, and I followed through with that. I don't want to make a commitment for this month, not to you all. I don't want to make a commitment, because see, if I make a commitment to you all, then I'm not going. If I release it out into the atmosphere, then my word is my bond. So I'm gonna have to come on here, and I'm gonna make sure I have to follow through that. But what I have made is on the inside of me is a conscious choice to try and make sure that I do one every day. It's just not like the commitment that I made that I'm gonna come on here every day and do it. So I don't know. I'm kind of like doing it in a different way. Yeah. Um, Tears is a release of pain. After I cry, I feel better. I do share with Shay that you are absolutely right. I'm just speaking in general of, okay, if you come from a place where when you were a kid, because see, all of these things that happened to me when I was a kid, I was never, and even saying it that way, I wasn't allowed to cry. It wasn't like somebody was sitting there saying don't cry, but when you cry as a kid, you get things like this. Look at you sitting over there crying for nothing. Ain't nobody even did nothing to you. What you crying for now? Every time I see you, you this and you that, and nobody has a clue. So after you get that so many times, there becomes this thing of where there's an embarrassment. There's an embarrassment of you crying. And two, I think about it too in this way, because um I have my granddaughter that I've told y'all about, that I raised, right? And she is a very emotional, a very, very emotional little girl. I mean, I told y'all the other day, Well, I think I told y'all I was watching my grandbaby, the other grandbaby, while his dad went to work, and he was like crying a little bit, but the other grandbaby, the girl, she was standing there looking at him, and while he was crying, you can see a tear starting to well up in her eyes. So she getting ready to cry because I was like, "Why?" I say, "Why are you getting ready to cry?" And she kind of like turned away over a little bit, and she was like, "Because." And when as soon as she started talking, you can see her mouth started to go down, and she was like, "Because he's so sad, and I don't want him to be sad." And she's only 4. I don't want him to be sad. And she's very, she don't like people to be sad around her, whatever. But and I understand kids that are given away by their parents because I've raised so many of them. So I know that she is very emotional because she's missing a part of her that she doesn't know why it's missing. She doesn't understand why that person is not there, but it makes her very emotional. So I mean, she cries about everything. So to her, it's like it, even I mean, when I say emotional about everything, so if she's eating an apple and she's like let's say she getting full or something from the apple, her first go-to thing is not to just say um I don't want this apple anymore. She kind of sit there and like she go to like a place of like she getting sad because she don't want. When I tell you like she cries about everything, she cries about everything. So it's like now to constantly hear somebody say to her is like, "Why are you crying about everything?" It it kind of annoys me to hear somebody say it, but then I also realize too that I say it to her is like, "Girl, stop whining. You whine about everything." But in the back of my mind, I still have not forgotten that. And it's not easy for me to get forget too because um do I want her to have balance to it? I absolutely do, but I can't as a 4-year-old, I can't read her mind and be like, um why do you constantly cry all the time? It's kind of like that you try and bring balance to it. Like when she crying about things like, you fall down and skin your knee up or whatever. Yeah, you're okay. Come on, let me give you a hug. Let me see, did you hurt yourself? That type of stuff like that. But I'm telling you, she cries about everything. Those things make you very emotional. It's like I was actually having things that was hurting me, and not trying to take away from her situation because she's missing her mom and her dad that is not in her life at all. So I have never been a little kid in that position, so I don't know what it's like um from firsthand experience to know what that feels like. I know what it feels like because I've raised several children that do not. I'm a parent of 14, and half of them I did not give birth to. I've seen it in several different ways. I've raised 2 children that the mom and the dad walked away. I've raised 3 children whose mom passed away. And now I'm raising another child that mom put him in my arms, pushed him, and walked away. Showed up every now and then for a little while and then just disappeared, and think that the child does not, have anything. My situation, just trying to clarify the 2 situations, to make it like, oh, they don't let the baby cry. No, she is definitely allowed to cry, but I'm speaking of when all of these situations was happening to me with 7 different men at a little age. These men were causing me to get whoopings and all of that stuff. And so I grew up with all of that anger on the inside of me that all of this stuff was happening to me, and still was not allowed to cry. So for me to be doing it now is like I don't went all of this time of my whole life, and Oh, she running away. Shay, you showing out now. You done jump down here on this ground and scooting around everywhere like you grown. Done hop down now. Okay. Um, but I've dealt with this in so many ways, but to come back to it and know that I wasn't allowed to shed a tear because at this time nobody was listening. And then too, I can go back and say so many different ways. It wasn't that anybody was listening. I had stopped talking because of the way things was set up for me, point blank, period. Okay, let's say for instance, let's go back to the kidnapping story. When I was kidnapped, right? And brought back home. Yeah, the kidnapper brought me back home. When I came home, it wasn't a what happened to you while you were gone. It wasn't a conversation, at least that I can remember. I don't remember any of that. And I have a clear memory of when I was young, almost as if I'm there right now today. I can go back and tell these stories over and over again. I don't remember anybody ever talking to me. But what I do remember was the response that I got when I got back home. No, and let me go back before then because this was the setup. The night that my mom woke up, I also tell about this story. I woke up one night to one of my cousins was on top of me at 6 years old. Um he finished what he was doing, and I went to the bathroom and my mom, I tell about that story too, so you all can go back and find those stories too. Um but the response of my mom hearing me in the bathroom, and I told around about that age, I was like 6, but it was maybe like 2 o'clock in the morning or somewhere in my childhood mind that I'm thinking that's what about the time it was, probably like 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. She calls in the bathroom and asks, "What are you doing? Why are you running so much water?" And then I say to her, "I'm trying to get this white stuff off my leg." She comes in there and the response was not taking care of me, because I know a lot of parents would get really excited if something like that happened to one of their kids, and you thinking about the revenge or whatever you're going to get on the person that committed the act or whatever. And I'm telling you, the most important thing is to take care of the kid first. I know your anger wants to pour out on this person over here. They are not the important people in the midst of that storm. It's not. They're not the person. Hey, oh my gosh, silly. Oh, see, y'all finna make me like lose it this morning. Am I silly? Oh my god. I cannot believe you're a girl. You know we can crank up some conversations with you just being here. But let me not get off track, honey child. I'm gonna go back in the chat in a few minutes because Priscilla, you don't even know. Girl, let me tell you something. I've never in my mind wiped you out of my mind as my sister. For real, for real. You know I've been knowing you forever today. But let me get back to my story. But okay, the child is the most important person for you to take care of at that point. Let the person move around and let your other family members, but the problem with my situation was that nothing was said to me. In their minds, the best thing was what I saw was there was this huge fight that broke out. And mind you, even though my cousin was doing the things to me that he was doing, it doesn't mean that I hate him. I'm 6 years old. In my opinion, he's never done anything to like hurt me or no nothing. So I don't, at 6 years old, I don't have any reason. This is looking back on it now at this time. So I'm looking at in this 6-year-old's mind is I'm looking at this fight and they beating up my cousin, and there's like 3-4 adults that's beating him up at the same time. I've never seen this before. So okay, this is the setup of the first time it's happening to me. So now I've told that this white stuff is on my leg. And because I told that, now I'm telling you about how a 6-year-old would set it up in their mind. I told that this thing was happening. Then this big old huge fight broke out because of what I said. Now, what you can bank on is if anything like this happens to your kid again, you will not be privy to the information. Because what just happened over here just scared the entire hell out of your kid. You're not going to get it. So, okay, when this happens the next time, when this person takes me and bring me back, I actually get a whooping because I didn't tell you to go nowhere. So this is the second time something traumatic happens to me from a traumatic situation happening to me. So of course, when I come, I get a whooping because I disappeared and didn't tell anybody. But there were no questions asked of what happened to me. And so I never told. And I was forced to deal with what happened to me because this man showed up to my mama's funeral. Not just the funeral, because I didn't see him there. He showed up to my mama's house after the funeral. But he was also pushed to have to show up to that funeral too because his wife is best friends with my auntie. So, of course, she's coming by. He couldn't tell his wife that, oh, no, I'm not going. I ain't going over there. I don't want to go over there. No, nothing. He got to show support to her and come because he well known to the family, too. So how is he going to get out of this not wanting to go over and see the family? And then he runs into me. So, just be careful. And I'm not wishing this on anybody, but know what you're seeing in front of your eyes. If it's a family member or something, somebody got to remember to take care of the child, because if you don't, they grow up thinking everything is their fault. They're responsible for all of that stuff. And here you have a prime example because Labara's said to me that situation runs in that guy's family over there, which is letting me know something happened to her, which is at the time I was already thinking. I just didn't want it to happen to anybody else. It started thinking in my mind once I found out that he had kids and everything. I started to think about, oh my God, what if he touched her? Nothing in me can do anything about that. If he did, there is nothing that I can do about it. But it doesn't stop you from feeling that way, especially when you haven't had conversations with anybody to let you know. So it took me almost 40 years to get to that place. So whoever it is that's here today, and I'm encouraging to go through your process and get somewhere. And a lot of times we talking to people who have never been through any of the things that we've been through, and they giving us the wrong information. And sometimes people don't know how to deal with us type of people, because one minute we can be just as calm and peaceful as ever, and the next minute it's like having PTSD. Something can happen in the moment that can totally set you off, and nobody even understands why it set you off, because it puts you back in that same place over again, so you have to put yourself around people that not only encourages you that you're no longer a victim, because you're not a victim because you're not going through it anymore. You have the victory. You just don't even know it. You even have the victory over the person who did it to you. Because see, I also went back and realized that there was something that I had over him. There was a power that I had over him that I didn't even realize until I went back and, went through that situation of him giving me that hug on that day. Because I'm telling you, that hug from him was like PTSD was it was the thing that I put on my back, and I went back home and I called myself every name in the book because I felt like I allowed him to um once again traumatize me by giving me a hug. So, you know, I don't know who I'm talking to in the room today, but we talking. So let me go back in the chat. I'm not ignoring you all. I love to talk to y'all. But yes, Shay, tears is a release of the pain. After I cry, I definitely feel better. I'm just sad, I view it as like a weakness for myself, and I'm growing to get past that part. Because usually by now, me talking to y'all, I would already be in tears. But I can tell that I'm in a different place because I'm willing to talk about it. And the more I talk about it, it brings less tears, which means like I'm healing on the inside, because it doesn't bring tears for me to talk about this part of it anymore. um Before, I couldn't even go back. It took me a long time to even go back and look at the video, because I can feel every single moment of what I'm talking about, every moment of it. So, um tears represent that you're alive and your heart is still alive. I was worried when I stopped crying because I felt like I was dead inside, numb to the feelings, and that was scary. I'm alive again, LOL. I'm glad you alive. Absolutely. Anybody that been through those situations, if you're still alive, you are no longer a victim. You have the victory. Figure out how to get to your victory. All of us have victory. It wasn't nothing that we was ever supposed to claim and walk around with. There's a power actually in having that. You get to, Lord, this chicken scared the daylights out of me. Um, get to knowing your power. Get to knowing your power. Made me come back to this. All right, dear. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Tashanna. How are you doing? This is Priscilla from Wendy's. It's been a long time. Yes, and Priscilla came along and put that in put that in the chat. I told y'all I used to be a manager at a Wendy's in Vero Beach. And Priscilla was, when I told y'all, I was like, when you trying to put, I even talked about you on here before, Priscilla, that I was saying that sometimes you can have a full crew working with you, and all of them sorry as I don't know what. You don't want none of them to be working with you because they ain't gonna put in none of the work. They just there to be on the clock. And I told them to say I would rather have. There was 3 specific people that I liked work with, and I wouldn't care if we had to close the dining room down and only run. I say with those 3 people, I say we could run that store like we was 50 people up in that thing. And Priscilla, you was definitely one of those folks. We did our thing, and we was a hot mess all at the same time too. You know what's up? But we is different now. How are you? Girl, we need to talk. Naomi got married. I thank you. I I think about you all the time. Well, good. I hope they good memories and everything. Mine are good with you with too. Look like a family reunion going on this Good Friday. I know, right? Right. I mean, it's good. Yes, ma'am. Um, but I mean, see, I'm getting something this morning that I did not expect to come. But this morning I literally woke up laughing. I mean, y'all, I wouldn't have made that short. Y'all go look at my short this morning. Um, I can Priscilla, girl, you finna make. I already done told them that how we used to be out there, and you could get a tour bus out there at any given time. Uh, all them different celebrities and stuff used to be coming back and forth through there, and then they come through with the tour buses and all of that stuff used to be out. We had some good times out there to that store, and they shut it down. That store closed down now. Yes. They closed it down. Even when my sister seen that they closed it down, Shalissa that's in here, when they closed it down, child, she took a picture of it and everything. She said, "Girl, they done closed your store down." But I remember the nights that we would like have like meetings up in there, like something was going on at times. shoot, there would be times where we were like a family. We would forget this restaurant and we gonna sit in the lobby and we gonna talk and get our family members straight, have good old conversations and everything, we moved as a unit for sure, for sure. So girl, Priscilla, I am so happy to see you up in here, girl. So happy. We gonna have to let me see how we gonna have to talk, girl. We got to talk. BU, Jerry, Heather, girl, go ahead and name them all. What about girl? I could think about the one time where we had this girl. Yeah, and you already said all day because I was finna think about what about Moniece? Girl, you remember that time the police them came in there and that money was missing. And we just stood back and watched the whole thing play out right in front of us. Like she walked through there. She walked through there and that money was missing out. The money was missing out of the safe. And everybody was like, and they was like, Shauna, you ain't scared? I said, hell no, I ain't scared because I know I ain't steal no money. She come through there and she done hid the money up under the thing. And we was all like sitting back there speculating on how that money got in that place. Because she came right in there and showed the investigators where that money was. Where that money was, and I think the one thing that we came up with is that heifer took that money, she stole it, and then we got paid. She went and put that money back in that thing and put it up under there so the people can find. She can show the people that she hid it up under there. She was trying to mess up because what that was, I think that was Edith who shift that money got missing out of the safe on. She left it hanging, and she left it hanging halfway out the little thing. It was a mess out there. Yes, all of it, the whole system. Yeah, them was the days though. Yes. Who moved to another state? I believe to everything. I ain't say nothing on that day or whatever, but she sure was looking suspicious. And I wouldn't stop looking through that office window. I wanted to see where she was going to show the investigators that money was hid there. She had done Priscilla, where you seen her to get that money from that day when the investigators was there? Let me see if you can remember. Hey, the bandanas and the light. Yes, goodness, we definitely had our own music. Turn that Wendy's radio off. Where she hid that money at? That was when we was looking in that window. Where she got the money from? Cause we was all looking through that window to see what they was doing in that office on that day. Child, she walked them right on in there and showed them to her. And right after that, Moniece was like, I'm scared of you. Scared of me? Scared of me for what? She say remember she told me I look mean. That's where girl, you definitely right about that. That money, the envelope, the little red envelope was sticking halfway out the safe. And she didn't like Edith no way. So you remember Edith too? She didn't like Edith, and like for whatever reason she didn't get along with her because Moniece was from Haiti and Edith was from Puerto Rico. But for whatever reason they didn't get along with each other, whatever. And Edith halfway stuck that thing in there, left it hanging out, and Moniece pulled it right from out of there. And I believe that she took it and she went and spent that money and she replaced it back before. When payday came or whatever, she put the money back in the envelope. But it was a whole shift of money that she had done took. And when the money got gone and they went to ask questioning her because they couldn't find nobody else that it could have possibly had done it. It was up under the where they was monitoring the cameras, the security camera. It was up under the security camera monitor. That's what she say she hid it at. I was like, I seen her when she went in there and lifted up and gave it to the investigator from up under there. But it was so stupid. Why did you hide the money instead of just going ahead and push it in the safe where it's supposed to be at? Yeah, that was a mess. But Priscilla, if you on Instagram, girl, hit me up on Instagram so we can exchange phone numbers. I need to talk to you on the phone. I need to talk to you on the phone. I need to know about Naomi and all that. I remember she used to take me to the truck stop and let me charge so much stuff on her account. Girl, there was a days back there. We did have them accounts right there, but they ain't treat us good. They ain't treat us that good, but they did give us them accounts over there. They did give us. I would like to see Monique's too. That's been a long time. I don't even know where none of them is. I don't know where anybody. I ain't talked to nobody from Vero in forever in a day. It has been forever. Yeah, look on Instagram. I don't got a lot. I don't really write nothing on Instagram or whatever. But then it could be a way. I'm on Facebook too. But if a message from either one of those ways, and yeah, we need to talk, Chad. We need to talk. It is good seeing you up in here, but you all, these the kind of conversations and stuff that I have, but most of the time y'all will see me because that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on getting my garden together, and all of that good stuff. So right now you'll see me when y'all come through that I'll be out there doing things, but um the channel is not necessarily a garden channel. There's a lot of stuff that I do. I just take y'all along with all of the things that I do on a daily basis. But let me show you all, since I'm on the inside today, of my squash and zucchini plants that are growing under the grow light. My one potato that Miss Coffee asked me to grow. My cucumbers back there in the back. More squash and zucchini. Y'all see, they doing real good. And there's some other ones down there to the bottom. This our peanuts, but they ain't came up yet. We got more squash and zucchini back there in the back. But everything that some of the things that we growing, I'm just trying to try them in different ways so that we can all help each other out. We can all help each other out in different ways of growing things. Y'all that don't want to be out in the garden, just like I'm about ready to throw my garden away right now, cause the snakes keep on showing up out there. I said I'm about ready. I ain't say I'm gonna do it, but I can't deal with no snakes. But anyways, that snake is no longer with us, and you heard what I said. I said he's no longer with us. But I want to learn to grow in all kinds of ways in my real life and out in the garden. And if you interested in growing in the garden and in real life, then this might be the channel for you. We over here, we be talking about a whole bunch of different things. I mean, it can turn either which way. Somebody merely says one thing in the chat that we want to talk about that, then we do. I tell different stories, and all true stories about things that really happened to me. I even talked Priscilla. Oh my God, girl, you making all kinds of things come back to my memory because you remember. Uh-oh. I don't know if you remember the boy named Joey that we had working at one of the I don't know if you worked with him before, but he worked down to the other Wendy's that was in front of the mall first. And then he had came and worked with us, but he had went out to take the garbage out that time. Um and then somebody was trying to rob Wendy's while he went out to take the garbage out. And he had been in the military and stuff like that before. His name was Lewis. He went to take the garbage out, and somebody held him at gunpoint when he went to take the garbage out, and they was trying to make him ring the bell to get back in the store, and because he wouldn't ring the bell to get back in the store where everybody else was, they took him out. I don't know if you remember that happening. Yes. Yeah. So you remember when that happened to Lewis. I mean, you remember John? John was one of our crew too. The ones we go in and bang it on out. Get on up out of there, girl. We weren't playing, baby. Priscilla, girl, you gonna have we ain't gonna talk about all the other stuff that that we used to be doing back then. But Juan, Charlene, all of us, girl. It was so many of us back then. We used to have a good time in there. We had a good time together and we made our days pass by real quick. I know so many things, but wow. But then too, we went back way before that, especially out there in Gifford Gardens. And I seen somebody posted on Facebook or something a picture of Gifford, Florida. Child, please. I told the illusions is big. Cause they had Gifford on a picture looking like we was in Las Vegas or something. I said, I know that ain't. I know. Yep, Beulah. I seen Beulah. We went to one of my family members had passed away, and we had I came to Gifford, and I wanted some wings one night, and so my cousin had took me up there, right up there by where I'm trying to think of what the name of the store used to be back in the Yates. You know what Yates store is? They got it behind it used to be behind the where the Cumberland the not the Cumberland Farm. What the name of that store is? You know. Anyways, up that way they don't put I think they put a car wash or something there now. But the little grocery store that used to be right there on Old Dixon. Um Child, I forgot what I about. Yeah, her daughter was selling wings like right up there on the road, and when she was talking, I was like, wait a minute, this girl remind me of somebody. And I asked her, do she know Beulah? She was like, Beulah, her mama. I was like, girl, you remind me of her, just like her. So, but yeah, it was good to see her, getting her hustle on, doing her thing, you know. But yeah, y'all, let me y'all know I told y'all I got some things that I need to do today. I got catering to finish up and everything for anybody, and I refuse. Oh, they did. They did and built the store behind it. Yeah. Yep, that store used. I was just trying to remember what because they done tore everything down there, but we remember all of that stuff. Um, when used to be a time, when there used to be a time, when you knew all the people who owned the store, when you owned the stores that was around in there. Now you go in Smith store, this and that, and all of that stuff. You don't know none of them folks. I'm telling them they getting ready to take over Gifford anyway. So, and I've been trying to tell them folks there that, child, these people coming for y'all. I can see it. Because I know they did the same thing here in Orlando with that regentrification thing. And I can just see, once they surround this one, when they make a circle around that area, the next thing they come into is when they connect that, when they get the circle connected, they coming for everything that's on the inside of that circle. And I see that's what they doing to Gifford right now. So it is kind of sad to see it happening because, that's where you grew up at and, all of that good stuff. But, child, y'all got me going down memory lane. I got Gifford up in here. And let me tell you something, who else I seen on here from Gifford? LaDonna. I'm trying to think of what her last name was. But I know y'all know LaDonna. She used to be talking loud and she was kind of tall and skinny and real light skin. But LaDonna on here, I seen her she got a page on here. Her name is the Corbin family or something like that. But y'all know LaDonna that used to live over there like where Tony Mansfield and them live at and all of that stuff in Gifford. So they have taken over and they are about to take us out. Absolutely. And I've said it. I've been when that time you see me in Gifford Pudding, and I was up there to the store. I actually was going up to that store almost every day, encouraging those girls inside of that store that they should start looking into. This is where you grew up at. This is where you was raised. That start trying to buy you some of this property that these people are getting for a little bit of nothing. Find you a piece of it and buy, because this property is going to become. You all don't even know, but Gifford is about to become very valuable property. Look at what's coming up around. I don't care what they trying to sell it to you now for, or what they trying to go, and they trying to make it seem like it's cheap. Look at what they putting on the outskirts of that circle and how they bringing it in. They not making that circle around Gifford to leave it looking that way. There was a time that we was there and they act like they couldn't fix nothing in Gifford. It was just the worst place ever in the world. But all of a sudden now you got, and not that right. So you know which one I'm talking about, LaDonna. And I was trying to think of what was her last. So she got a LaDonna got a page on here, and I don't think she know who I am because every now and then I'll go up under her page and I'll say hey to her. It's good to have her here on YouTube or whatever. I don't think she know. I don't think that she knows that it's me, but just we all come from the same place, so y'all go over there and like check her out. That's what she got her page saying with the last name Corbin on it. I think it's the Corbin family. And I was trying to recognize who her husband is, but I don't remember him, so he probably not from Gifford unless like just because he got the beard and stuff on his face. Like I don't really know who he is. So, but I definitely, when I see her, like she just came through my timeline one day, and I'm like, this look like somebody I know. And yeah, so I see her on here. Um, but yeah, y'all know me, and now I done got part of Gifford on here. I'll be like kept on running my mouth over and over again. Won't never shut up. But we gotta do this again, y'all. But basically every morning I try to come on here like this right here, and sometimes I'm up like late nights when I can't get no sleep. If I hit the button late night, y'all know that most likely I'm going through something, I can't clear my thoughts, so I'm coming on here to clear my thoughts with you all. But Shauna be all over the place. Like this is life, and I'm living life, and I'm trying to live it right. And I don't always do everything the right way. I do try. I'm human. And you can see that all over the place. But I try to be peaceful and right, you know, for the most part of it. What time are you on? Because I don't work anymore. I'm always free. Girl, usually I come on here. I'm usually on here 9:30. Almost every morning between 9:30 and 10. Whenever my kids bus come and they get off to school, then I usually, if nothing distracts me from getting back to my garden or whatever, is when I come on here. And then sometimes I come on like 10, 1 o'clock in the morning, all kinds of things. I'll be all over the place because when I'm going through some things, sometimes I put myself in isolation. And right now, this room, this is a shed that we have here, and it has everything in here that I need. I can switch it around whenever I want to. I even got a bed inside of here. So sometimes I need to put my own self in time out. And this is where I come out here and I put myself in time out. I have my computer, and a whole bunch of other things, So, when I be going through things, I try and come through and talk them through, because I know that some of the things that I'm going through, I know there's other people going through them too. It's just that we don't be sharing it with each other. And so, if anything that I'm going through can help somebody else get through, then I feel like I done did my part. So, was like Martin Lawrence, throw us down the wallet. Don't let all us suffer. So if I can throw the wallet down and not, not have to let nobody else suffer through the things that they going through, then I'm gonna throw down the wallet. While I'm finna burn up in this fire up here, why would I take the wallet with me and let the money that's in there burn up? I want to throw the information down so that people can be able to use it, and if it's there, to get through life. So, you know, and I've been saying on here, I got 16,000 plus subscribers on here. And I don't know what YouTube be doing. It's like my people do not get no notifications or none of that. And I'm not looking for immaculate numbers or whatever, but I'm trying to make it make sense. Is that I have that many subscribers, but it's almost like they put a thumb on the top of you so that, like they cover you up so that people don't really um get your stuff or whatever. So, you know, I don't know what they doing, but when I come on here and I leave from off here, I truly believe that I have connected with the people that I'm supposed to connect with in that day, whether it's two or three of us. It can be zero. If I drop the video and I leave it there, whoever it's for, they'll pick it up whenever I get off of here. But it's always pleasant to have somebody, to talk through and, you know, period. And I said that sometime probably maybe this weekend, but I have to get through let me get through this baby shower because I know that I type on something. I didn't get a notification. See that, Angel? And I know that Angel Fire News is somebody who come over here and chill with us on a daily. And for her to be saying that she don't get notifications, how is it possible that I have 16,000 subscribers? I didn't pay for none of them. I don't even know how to go to a place to pay for no subscribers. No, none of that stuff. But I can't get 16 people in the chat or no none of that. So it's just like, okay, then I don't know what this is. And maybe because too, I'm more known for the shorts and stuff that I do. But, anyways, it is what it is. But anyways, we supposed to do something where we're gonna have a conversation. I used to do it on Tuesday nights, and I used to call it Shauna's Tuesday Night Talks, where we just come on there and I'll send a link down, and anybody can come up and we can like hold a panel and we can have conversations in that way. I think I'm gonna start back doing that because I think that was fun when it was happening. But again, life started happening. I started going through all the things that I was going through out here when y'all know the police was here around and everything. So that like threw me for a loop. So I got off point with even doing that because I used to come every Tuesday night and do Tuesday night talk, sister talk, and all of that stuff. So eventually we'll get back to doing that. But I said that I wanted to do one soon because I got a lot of people who I've encouraged to make gardens, to grow gardens and all of that stuff, and they got questions and everything. And I want to be able to, if I can help you in your garden, with questions and stuff that you have. And again, I said I ain't no professional, but I know how to make some stuff grow. I do know how to do that. But just to be able to answer those questions so you will be able to show what it is that you're trying to grow and ask your questions and stuff with people who you comfortable with. There's a whole bunch of gardening channels and stuff on here, even things that I don't know. I go and look up. My husband taught me. If it's something that you don't know, go and look at 2 or 3 videos on here and come up with your own solution to your problem. Don't follow exactly what anybody else is doing. Look at what they're doing and make your own thing. And that's what I've been doing, and that's what's been working for me. So if I can help anybody out in any of those areas with what I do know how to do, that's what we here for, to help each other. And not only am I helping y'all helping me. For real, for real. So again, if all is done, this is Life with Tashanna over here, where we believe in growing. And life is like a box of chocolate over here. You never know what you're going to get. Whenever I hit this live button, you're going to get whatever life is given to me on said day. But we are also known as the high class gardeners. And that just means we making sure that we growing something at all times in our garden. We growing at all times. But what makes us high class, what qualifies us as high class, because we ain't taking no worms off no plants. We ain't spraying none of them funky sprays and stuff that's on, trying to keep the bugs and stuff off. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't messing with no bugs. And we definitely ain't messing with no snakes. And all of that stuff, because we out in the garden and we ain't messing with none of that stuff, that qualifies us as high class, because that means somebody else got to come in and take care of these bugaboos and these snakes and worms that's crawling around on the ground. We don't do that. And if y'all don't believe me, go and check out the video from yesterday, because even though I had all the protection that I needed right in my pocket, Honey was still trying to figure out a way to make a phone call. To make a phone call to the husband to come out here and handle this. Yes, goodness. come on, you better come get him, because if you don't come and get him, I'm not coming back out here to this garden. So that qualifies us as high class, because we don't mess with none of those things, and we don't mess around with them in real life. So if that sound like the kind of rolling that you don't mess with them snakes, bugs, and worms, and all of that kind of stuff in real life, then this the place. There you go again, Miss Coffee. We gonna fight, Shauna. You know what? Yeah, we gonna fight the snakes. I'm waiting on you to get in that SUV, and then the moment you come here, and we out in the garden, and the snake show up, yeah, we gonna fight the snake together. But until then, until we get to that point, you keep on rebuking them in the name of Jesus. You keep on rebuking them snakes. I need all the prayers in the world. And to be honest with you, the way that I keep seeing these snakes and the way that they've been spoken to me, and even for my sister to call me and tell me that she had a dream about a snake was after me, and my husband got to him, unalived him, and then the snake turned clear and he disappeared. And then for me to run into that snake, and I'm telling you, they're getting closer and closer to me. This snake was not even an inch. Like, he was basically like rubbing up against my foot. And had I not looked down, go back and look at that video, y'all. Look at that video when he was there. Like, literally how close he is. And I couldn't believe that I did not see him. See, I don't want the real enemy to sneak up on me in that way, and them to be standing right next to me before I realize that they do. So I want to have my eyes wide open, because I said everything that I have going on out in the garden, I'm tying it to what I really have going on in my life. And y'all, if the snake come, I want to be aware of it. But I guarantee you, if the snake coming in the form of a human, I definitely won't run from him like I ran from the snake that's crawling on the ground on the ground yesterday. I don't run from him. And after a while, I won't even have the fear that I even told y'all about my sister-in-law having a fear of snakes and birds. She absolutely go crazy when either of those things around. But what happened was she was put in a position that a snake had came inside of her house and had her baby cornered. See, when the snake after one of your kids or whatever, see, where you won't do nothing about something in certain situations, let your kid be caught behind that snake, and honey, you will be. My sister went in the kitchen and grabbed her a butcher knife and another kind of knife, and she created sushi. She created sushi out of that snake that she was scared of. So you just don't know what you will do. See, yesterday, that snake being that close to me, he put me to flight. I don't know if I'm gonna be in the same position the next time the snake come around, and I want to defeat him. I really do. I want to be able to stomp on his head, but not today. Not today. I ain't ready yet, and I'm just being honest. You ever be in one of those times where God is testing you, but it still don't stop you from digging your heels into the ground and stop him from trying to pull you on over there to where he wants you to be at. See, I done been in those positions a lot of times where God pulling you over here to one another. You just like, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. The ones that don't want to do it is the ones that he usually summons to do the task. Yeah, you come right on over here and get this done for me. And no matter how you fight, honey, that process ain't going nowhere. He wants you to defeat it. And I want to defeat the snake. And I've been telling God all week, Lord, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But if it's your will, I'll do it. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to. So, let me see what you said before. I had oh, no, you didn't, Miss Coffee. Woo! Lord have mercy. How in the world? My kids done asked me I don't know how many times. See, there we go. I said I'm finna end the line, and we done started back talking again. A snake for a pet. You don't know how many times my kids done asked me for a snake. I say we ain't having no pet snake. You know, one time my sister rescued a buzzard. I came over to my mama house one day and I seen that buzzard in the box and I was like, girl, what the hell is you doing? She's like, oh, he hurt. The same sister that's in here, Shalissa. Girl, that's a buzzard. She's like, I know, but he hurt. Girl, she ended up feeding the thing hot dogs and everything. I was like, sister, do you know that if you felt you babysitting a bird, that if you passed away right now, he'll eat you? Child, even she called the Humane Society for the buzzard. And the people at the Humane Society said, um, ma'am, we don't rescue buzzards. Yeah. So not the snake, Miss Coffee. Mm-mm. Best message ever. Drop her down. My back in my shirt. Best message ever. Drop her down. My back in my shirt. Mm, oh, I ain't understand that one. It's Coffee. You know I be behind in the chat already. Um, Lord, let the Lord be your eyes and your ears in the name. All right, Priscilla, I received that. Thank you very much, Kayla, my boo. Um, when I got woke, I knew it had to go, but I loved her. Oh my God, Miss Coffee. Oh my God, what did you say when you knew? When you got woke, you knew it. I'm glad, honey. I'm glad, sis. I'm glad you woke. I'm so glad you woke. Oh Lord, yeah, that buzzer gonna eat them. So, but yeah, I don't know. When I just look at snakes, they like the creepiest thing. And another thing too, I know that it was something that was passed on to me. I have a fear of them because my mom was so fearful. My mom was so fearful of them. So I know that fear was passed on to me. And mostly what we see around here is we only have there's black snakes and rat snakes. And actually my husband was like, I really didn't want to take because that snake that was there yesterday was a rat snake. And my husband was like, he really didn't want to take him out because he's good for the farm. But he also know your wife is good for you too. And if you don't get rid of that snake, um, your goodies might be gone. Let me quit. But y'all, that. Listen, I had a great time with y'all today. I mean, this is like a reunion. But he said, "No, you didn't tell her that." Phew, child. Um, but this was a great live. I loved it from the beginning to the end. But y'all, we gonna have to do this again. And but let me get up from here and make a move on the things that I need to get done, and we gonna be chatting. Y'all have an amazing day, and remember to keep on growing. And if you don't already have something growing, I'm looking forward to you on the day when you holler, Shauna girl, I got something growing. I probably don't know what the hell it is, but I'm growing something. But yeah, go ahead and get your lima bean in your cup and run with it. You're gonna be so proud of yourself. And Priscilla, I'm aiming for you now. Cause you just told me now you ain't working no more. You home. I want you to get your pots and stuff together, girl. Grow you some. I know you got that green thumb over there. Go ahead and grow you something, girl. Grow with us over here. Y'all enjoy y'all day and remember to keep on growing and keep going. Until later on, y'all, I will see y'all later. Maybe tonight, tomorrow. Who knows? Keep on checking for you, girl. Y'all have an amazing, amazing, blessed day. Hey, Jamel Bagley. Thank you for joining us. And, Come with us next time. Y'all remember to hit the like button on your way out, the dislike button, whatever it may be. Subscribe, share the page out, y'all. Especially with somebody who YouTube trying to keep their thumb on us over here, but they can't stop us from growing. Especially when we together. We doing it together. We growing. But y'all, see y'all later. Y'all have a fabulous growing day. Till next time.